For centuries, a secret society shrouded in a fog of ancient rituals and vows of silence has existed within the heart of the modern world. Freemasonry. They are called the builders of the world, yet no one truly knows what they are building, or for whom. From U.S. presidents, European prime ministers, to intelligence leaders and powerful CEOs, many names that have echoed through history share an invisible link. They are all high-ranking Freemasons. For a long time, their existence was like a ghost, mentioned in conspiracy theories, whispered stories in corridors of power, but never exposed. Until now, something has cracked, a breach has opened, and light is beginning to seep into places no one thought it could reach. On TikTok, a platform seemingly only for dancing and entertainment videos, secretly recorded clips from inside the lodge's Freemason meeting halls have begun to spread rapidly. People have seen mysterious rituals, strange gestures, coded phrases, and especially the hollow but serious eyes of the attendees. A chilling atmosphere covers every frame, as if you are witnessing a ritual summoning something beyond human reason. At the same time, an event deep in the mystery, Reverend Canon Dr. Joseph Marrow, one of the highest leaders of the global Freemasonry organization, suddenly resigned without giving any reason. No explanation, no trace, no press release. He disappeared as if he never existed, like a ghost returning to nothingness. Then, like a flame lit in the dark night, a book began to be mentioned repeatedly on secret forums, hidden YouTube videos, and censored information streams. Morals and Dogma. This is not an ordinary book. It is not sold widely. It is not for the public. This is the secret Bible of those at the highest level of Freemasonry, written by Albert Pike himself, a 33rd degree Freemason, the highest, most sacred degree, reserved only for those called. Right from the first pages, Morals and Dogma chills the reader's spine, because in it, Pike bluntly reveals that most Freemasonry members are deceived. They learn symbols, are guided through rituals, but all of it is smoke, bait, a deliberate illusion. In truth, only those who pass through the 33rd degree gate are revealed the real secrets, the supreme principles of how reality operates, and how to manipulate it. Pike wrote, "Symbols are not merely allegorical. They are the vehicles of the most profound truths." Why does such a book exist? Why has it been kept absolutely secret for over a century? And more importantly, why now, when an era of chaos is beginning? Is it exposed? Is someone trying to warn us? Or is this the opening of a deeper, broader plan? A plan to restructure human consciousness through reprogramming identity? You are standing before a door. Behind it lies the truth about the world you thought you lived in. But in reality, you are only an observer of an illusion built by invisible hands. And if you have the courage to step through, the only remaining question is, are you ready to know what the whole world does not want you to know? Most people think Freemasonry has only 3 degrees, 3 steps of honor in an ancient brotherhood: entered apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason. And when someone reaches master, they believe they have reached the pinnacle of knowledge, becoming a master in the brotherhood. But that is an illusion, a dream painted deliberately. Albert Pike, who walked into the center of this labyrinth, a 33rd degree Freemason, does not hesitate to expose the truth in Morals and Dogma. The blue degrees are but the outer court or portico of the temple. Do you understand what that means? It means the vast majority of Freemasonry members are just wandering outside the real walls of knowledge. They are given a key, but it is to open false doors. They learn symbols, but not to understand them, only to think they do. An intellectual illusion, sophisticated and intentional. And then, at the top of that pyramid, there is a level very few have ever seen, the 33rd degree. No one can apply for this degree. No test, no application. Only the chosen are allowed to enter. Why? Who chooses? And what makes this level the boundary between ordinary humans and those who architect reality? The answer is hidden within the structure of global power itself. The names who have reached the 33rd degree are not random. Franklin D. Roosevelt, who rebuilt the American financial system. J. Edgar Hoover, founder of the FBI, holder of the world's secret files. Winston Churchill, who led Britain through the Great War. Lyndon B. Johnson, who replaced Kennedy after the mysterious assassination. Walt Disney, who created an empire that deeply influenced the minds of children worldwide. Do you see the pattern? They are not just historical figures, they are the designers of the timeline. They do not just write their names into history, they rewrite it. Why? Because at the 33rd degree, they no longer learn rituals, no longer learn moral philosophy. They learn something entirely different, mastery over reality. Albert Pike wrote that the 33rd degree is where lost ancient mystical knowledge is revealed. Skills to control perception through symbols, sounds, language are taught. Abilities to influence collectives, belief systems, and even global politics are given. At that level, religion is no longer faith, but a tool. Language is no longer communication, but programming code. Symbols are no longer decoration, but programs to activate the subconscious. They do not see the world like most people. They see it as a system that can be programmed, designed, manipulated. And they understand the most dangerous truth. Reality does not respond to what you think, it responds to who you are. You see it now, at the 33rd degree. Rituals are no longer mere performances, they transform the self into another kind of being. A new human, a metaphysical persona, an architect of reality. It is no coincidence that high-ranking members undergo rebirth rituals, as if the old self dies and a new self awakens. They are no longer just people in the world, they become shapers of the world. So, what about you? Where are you in this pyramid of consciousness? Are you a learner? Or one of the chosen? Are you living in the world? Or being led by it? Because when the truth is revealed, the only choice left is continue sleeping, or step into the darkness and become the light. If most of the world is still fumbling to find the secret to success within the deepest secret lodges of Freemasonry, those who enter the 33rd degree no longer ask how to succeed. They ask how to program reality. Here, everything begins to change. While the lower degrees learn how to understand symbols, the 33rd degree learns how to create symbols. While the world uses words to communicate, they learn how to encode consciousness. And while you try to change behavior, they redesign identity so the world must respond accordingly. The 33rd degree is not just knowledge, it is modern magic. Albert Pike, the keeper of this secret key, wrote, "Symbols are the vehicles of the most profound truths." Imagine, you do not need to convince anyone to change. You just sow the right symbol at the right time, in the right way, and their entire perception will be reprogrammed. No force, no war, just one glance, and a belief deeply planted in the subconscious. And that is why the 33rd degree is not a place for further learning, but a place for transforming the self. Here, they learn 3 supreme laws. 1. Symbols are the programming codes of the subconscious. They are taught that the world is not built of matter, but of perception, and human perception operates through images, symbols, and shapes. Have you ever noticed the all-seeing eye on the dollar bill? Have you seen obelisks in Washington, London, or Vatican? Have you noticed corporate logos, government buildings, or city layouts? All are arranged according to sacred geometry, the primal language of the subconscious. You do not need to understand, because they do not target your logic, they target a deeper level of you, where you have no defenses. 2. Words are tools for designing beliefs. They don't just learn to speak, they learn to chant. Freemason rituals, oaths, political slogans, yes we can. Make America great again are all modern spells. Because when a phrase is repeated long enough, it ceases to be a message and becomes truth. Words are not for exchange. They are carved into the listener's soul to define a new self. 3. Identity is not what you have, but what you program. And this is the greatest secret held by the 33rd degree. The reason they become history rewrites. You don't need to try to succeed. You only need to become someone for whom success is inevitable. Here, they learn to change identity, to change the entire biological vibration, so the world responds as if to a completely different person. From that moment, reality is no longer something you chase. It becomes a mirror reflecting the new person you have shaped. That is why they perform rebirth rituals, bury the old self and rise in a new form, stronger, deeper, more dangerous. At the 33rd degree, they understand something the outside world has never been allowed to hear. Reality does not respond to what you think, it responds to who you are. You don't need to force the world to change. You just need to become someone the world has no choice but to bow to. People like Walt Disney, Churchill, Roosevelt, J. Edgar Hoover, they were not just historical figures. They were entities, programmed by the secret arts of the 33rd degree. They do not live like you and me. They were created to architect perception for all humanity. And the only question left is, can you learn how they do it? Before you are programmed again. If you think Freemasonry only operates in dark rooms, behind thick wooden doors and bledos, you are mistaken. They are right here, in broad daylight, not only in ancient lodges, but in media machines, in schools, in government offices, in global corporations. What was once the secret of the 33rd degree is now recycled, repurposed, and weaponized to program you every day. You have been programmed by things you never suspected. A simple logo gives a symbol repeated until it becomes the definition of quality, power, value. An advertising slogan gives reaching your subconscious like a code. You don't remember why you believe it, but you do. A familiar piece of music evokes memories, emotions, guides behavior like a secular religious ritual. Not random, not art, it is mind technology. And who owns it? Those who know how to create reality with symbols. Those who learn the secret you have just begun to glimpse. From secret meetings to your bedroom, you wake up, look at your phone, messages implanted into your mind. You turn on the TV, images shaping your thoughts. You hear a song, emotions triggered by programming. You have never lived in a neutral reality. You live in a reality constructed by the hands of perception architects. You don't choose what to believe. You are taught what to believe. But now, you can become the counter-designer. Awakening does not mean escaping the world. Awakening is looking straight into the matrix and rewriting the code from within. They have used symbols gifts to imprint images onto your subconscious, rituals gifts to change emotional states and masse, language gives to redefine personal limits. And you can use those same things, but this time, for yourself. Hang your own power symbols that you believe in. Create morning rituals to activate your new identity each day. Speak words carrying the vibration of your future self embodied. You don't need to destroy the system, you just need to stop being defined by it. The world belongs to those who step out of the role. Most of humanity is acting the role of the good child, the model employee, the struggling failure, the endless seeker. They are not living. They are reenacting scripts already written by media, religion, school, and even advertising. The 33rd degree Freemasonry understands clearly, whoever controls identity controls reality. Now you understand that too, and you have a choice. Remain a supporting actor in someone else's play, or become the playwright of your own. The silent uprising begins with you. No one needs to know you have awakened. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to shift frequency inside your body. And the world around, like a conditioned reflex, will adjust accordingly. Like a piece of music, when the player changes key, the whole orchestra must follow. You are the player. You are the conductor. You are the one rewriting the entire melody of your life. The end, but also a beginning. This book does not take you to the finish line. It only opens a door, and behind that door, countless realities await your entrance with a new identity. Identity is not inherited, not imposed. Identity is chosen. Who will you choose to be? And when you choose, reality will have no choice but to obey you. You have come this far. You have heard the story hidden for centuries about secret societies manipulating reality, about living symbols imprinted on human subconscious, and about the class of people no longer living in reality, but creating it. But the most important thing is not in their secrets. It lies in the power you have just awakened. You are no longer the one being controlled. You are the one who sees the reins of your own life. They create symbols to program society. You create symbols to awaken yourself. They use rituals to control the masses. You use rituals to activate new identity. They build reality with fear. You build reality with conscious intention. From this moment, you are no longer a victim of fate. You are the architect of the very universe you live in. And the door has opened, not outward into the world, but deep inside you, where your strongest, brightest, limitless version waits to be called. So, are you ready to step through?